Mhm. Come on in, come on in. I hope that y'all are well. Let me send this out really quickly. Happy Feminine Friday. For those who know, they know. Come on in, come on in. Put a one in the comments if you can hear me clearly. Put a one in the comments if you can hear me clearly. Hello there. And let me know where you are watching from. Hey, come on in, come on in, come on in. Hey, Texas. We're about to get started in just a second. For those who are new joining me, as the comments come in, sometimes I miss them, y'all. So I'm not ignoring you, I promise. Come on in, come on in. Hey, Annabelle, leadership strategist. And what I do, as you see here, I help amazing feminine leaders embody feminine leadership, which helps them master their emotions. It helps them achieve sustainable success and create magnetic influence, hence the magnetic muse, which is what I am. And which is what I unlock in other women. Hi. And I was going to do a different topic today, but I'm doing this one because of the comment that I got in my other live. Okay. I got a comment in my live the other day where a woman was saying, I was talking about women and their magnetism. And she was saying, I want to magnetize love. I just want love. And so I did something I normally don't do, which is kind of like stop my live and to address her point of like how she could actually obtain this love that she was craving so deeply. And so it led me to create this live today where I'm going to be talking about the real reason you create love and how to get it. Okay. So let me first say this conversation is for grown folks, first and foremost. And not because I'm going to say anything inappropriate or not because I'm going to say something that's going to get me banned, but it's for grown folks in the sense of leaders. It's for people who are ready to do this level of work. So if that is not you, I implore you to exit. But if you really want the love that you say that you crave, you have to first understand it in all of its elements so that you can actually magnetize it into your space. If you don't like what is in your space right now in your life, as far as people, as far as what you do for work and all these different type of things, you have to realize that you've magnetized these things into your experience. So your quality of life is a reflection, much like your timeline of things that you like and engage in. So if you don't like what's happening in your life, you don't like the results of your life, what you have to do is that you have to hit the reset button. You have to stop liking and engaging in things that bring these things into your space because whatever you magnetize gets magnified. Okay. So I'm going to break down today why, what the real reason is that you crave this love and how you can get it. And like I said, this conversation is for grown women. So if you're not a grown woman, and I'm not even talking about in the sense of age, but if you're not a woman that is about doing this type of work to be an energetic match for the things that you claim that you desire and that you want, this is not going to be the space for you. If you are looking for tips and tricks that are going to teach you how to operate in the space in your feminine wiles, this is not the space for you. See, there's no such thing as you can be more feminine. You become more like yourself when you get in alignment, and you're feminine by design. And your feminine energy does position you for great things if you know how to utilize it well. And so I support my clients in being able to do that. So when I say I support them in achieving emotional mastery, sustainable success, and magnetic influence, this is what it looks like. It looks like them going from 5 figures to 6 figures. It looks like getting 5 figure bonuses at your corporate job now that you have unlocked your leadership presence and the feminine essence within yourself in the corporate system. It looks like you attracting the type of relationships and friendships that you truly desire. It looks like me building a six-figure business from the ground up, six-figure plus business from the ground up, from scratch, without hustling. It looks like loving yourself so much that you can't do anything but to attract more love to you. Okay. So my work, my results, they speak for themselves. I'm not new to this. I'm true to this. My receipts and my track record is long. So if you really in 2025 really want to start attracting the type of love that you want, you have to get some understandings. And so today I'm going to support you in getting some understandings. Okay. Thank you, my love, for these gifts. Today I'm going to support you because it even tells you in scripture of all things, get an understanding. And if you're saying that you want something, you need to understand how it operates. And you need to understand what you need to be, or where you need to be, or who you need to be able to be receptive in that space to that. Okay. So let's go ahead and get into it. Like I said, a lot of, how can I say this? I'm going to say this without being harsh, but we're all grown. Okay. Um, You say you want love, but the truth of the matter is you're not ready for the love that you actually believe that you desire or that you think that you want. And I want you to let this sit for a second. Okay. Hi. You heard me exactly right. I need to tell you what love actually requires of you, because love has a requirement that comes with it. I always tell people all the time, there should be rules, there should be requirements to access your energy, there should be rules to engage with you. So when it comes down to you stating that I want love, then there's some things that are going to be required of you. So this all came from the other day. A woman was on my live when I was speaking about magnetism, and she was saying, "I just want love. That's all I want. Like I just want love. I just want love." And the love that she was speaking of course, very much so was giving romantic love of what she was seeking and what she was looking for. And I normally don't stop my lives to address certain things, but I stopped my live to address her concern about her really wanting and desiring love for herself, right? So when she said that, I just want everybody to put a one in the comments if you've ever felt like, I just want love. That's all I want. Just put a one in the comments because I want to survey something really quickly. And there's nothing wrong with that. And let me put my hand up. I was in that space before. I was like, I just want love. That's all I want. Right? I've been in that space before where that's all I wanted. So it's not judgment. It's no judgment. We have to make sure that we're simply matches for love. And so that's what we're going to do today, go into the space of making sure that we're matches for that. Okay. So it's nothing wrong with feeling thirsty for connection. It's nothing wrong with craving a love that feels abundant, that feels easy. And there's nothing wrong with wondering, well, dang, why hasn't it shown up for me? When you start asking those type of questions, that means that you're prepared to start getting the real type of answers of why this may not be magnetizing to you, why this may not be showing up for you. But the first level of this is, do you have understanding of love? Okay. Do you have understanding of it? And when I say, do you have understanding of it, let's talk about it from an elemental space. Okay. There are two elements of love. And if you don't remember nothing, make sure you remember this, okay? Share this live too with an amazing woman who is in a space where she's kind of struggling in the space of love. So don't just keep this for yourself, because y'all know y'all will keep some stuff, saving all these videos, saving these YouTube videos, and won't share with nobody. Share this stuff with people. That is, I'm giving it to you so you can share it with others, not for you to keep in your back pocket for yourself. Okay? So send it to another woman who needs to get this understanding. Okay? Because I'm really going to break this down. And this is probably the only time I'm going to break this down. I rarely come on here and talk about relationship stuff anymore. I did a lot of that last year. But yeah, I try not to do that because I don't want to be labeled as a relationship person, but I understand the dynamics of people. I understand the dynamics of power and how it operates in relationships. And I have great relationships in my life. And I've been able to sustain them for years. So, yeah. And I'm supporting my clients in developing healthier marriages, attracting better partners, all these things. Okay. So let's go ahead and get into it. So let's get into the two elements of love that I'm speaking about. Love has two major components that I think that women really need to understand and really need to grasp. Number one, that's the love of self, and that's the love of others. Okay. And this is underneath the love of the one that created you. So we already established and we're talking about the love of the one that created you. And then we're coming down to the love of self. Okay. And the love of others. All right. The love of self is a fire element. Okay. That's what you got to understand. A lover of self or a love of self is a fire element. Thank you for these likes and loves. And what I mean by that is it's a fire element. It transforms, it's magnetic. If you ever look at a fire, it's very alluring. Okay. So self love, again, it's a fire element. It's magnetic. It transforms. The love of others, however, is a water element. Okay. It's abundant, it's flowing, and it quenches your soul. I want you to think about your favorite family member. I want you to think about your closest friend that's basically like blood to you. When you think about the abundance of love, people tend to, women specifically, tend to only look at love and say, I just want love from a space of romance, when in reality, you are checking out of the love experiences that you are having in your life. The love you have from your parent, the love you have from your sibling, the love you have from your friend, the love you have from your children, the love you are bypassing all of these aspects of love because you feel like you don't have this aspect of love, not realizing that you're not recognizing the abundance of love that's around you, the water that is around you, that's afloat, that you literally are floating in. Okay. We tend to really miss that. Now, here's the thing, when we're talking about love in a sense of getting more love externally, whether that's romance, whether that is in a friendship, whether that is in a tribe or a community or whatever the case may be, right? If you want to attract water, which is the element of abundant love that's around you, that's always accessible, that's everywhere, then you're going to have to set yourself on fire first. And I explained this to this other young lady in that live the other day. You're going to have to set yourself on fire first. If you want the water element to come, you have to set yourself on fire. What does that look like and what does that mean? That means water is drawn to fire. When a fire starts, what do? You call the fire department and they bring what? Water. What is the first thing that most people tend to do when they see a fire? First, they're magnetized by it, and then they're like, okay, here comes the water. Water is drawn to fire because it's hypnotized by it. It's hypnotized by it. You ever just see a woman, and thank you, my love, for these gifts and these likes. You ever just see a woman and she is like just a light? She just walks into a room and she just is a light. She just walks in a room and it just seems like she's floating as she is walking because she's that magnetic. She's that alluring. You can't take your eyes off her. And I guarantee you, like normally when you see, and I just want you to watch the next video that you may see that pop on your timeline from TikTok where people are dancing. Our eyes normally tends to go to the one that is the most magnetic, right? The one that is the most active, like a fire. Okay. So you got to understand that if you are willing, if you want the abundance of love, you're going to have to set yourself on fire. Now, I want you to think about this because I'm going to ask you this question. I want you to think about it. Are you really, okay? Are you really waiting for someone to give you the love that you're not giving yourself? Are you really waiting for someone to come into your life experience and give you the love that you are not giving yourself? Do you feel like that's a fair exchange according to the law of sowing and reaping, where it says that God is not mocked, for whatever man sows, ye shall reap? If you don't sow self love unto self, how can one attract a lover to self? I'm just asking. I'm just asking. I just explained to you, if you want the love that you desire, which is the external aspect of love, which is a water element, which is always flowing, which is streams of it everywhere, that you have to set yourself on fire, because water is highly hypnotized and attracted to fire. Very much so. My next question I need you to ask yourself, outside of are you really waiting on someone to give you the love that you ain't gave yourself first? Have you been chasing love instead of becoming the kind of woman who naturally attracts it? You ain't got to put that in the comments, but I just need you to sit on that. Have you been chasing love, okay, instead of becoming the type of woman that naturally attracts it? Hi, love. I'm just saying. Because y'all have been told that love is something you find, when the truth is love is something you become. Hello, good morning. It's 9:45 a.m. where I am. And I hope you eating this for breakfast. I'm gonna say that again. You've been told that love is something that you find. That's what you've been told. But the truth is love is something that you become. It's something you become. That's why it's a vibrational state. That's why it's a fruit of the spirit. One of them. It is something you become. You become love. You become peace. You become joy. You become faithfulness. You become goodness. You become kind. You become. These things are becoming. How many of you have been wearing your savior cape? And let me help y'all out, because some of y'all think, oh, I don't let nobody get over on me. I got boundaries now. You still giving up your time for free. Like you gonna get it back to people that don't value it? You still sacrificing your energy on them phone calls where people are dumping onto you when you roll your eyes every time they name pop up across your screen? You still playing that role, wasting your energetics? Hmm? Hmm. You still claiming you can't hold boundaries with your mama because that's just your mama, and that makes you a good Christian? When in reality, the good book that you're not reading clearly tells you and says parents do not provoke your children, which basically explains that don't exacerbate your children to the point that they want nothing to do with you. But yet you trying to tell me that's just your mama. You don't want to you don't want to set a boundary. That's why them atheists be eating y'all up, because y'all don't read scripture for real. A lot. I'm so serious. A lot of y'all need to stop trying to challenge atheists, witches, Gnostic people. See, y'all try to come and be like, oh, God woke you up this morning. You don't know. You ain't cracked the code of scripture for yourself. You haven't been reading. You don't know, which is why they can turn around and take the very word that you're supposed to live on and put it in your face and dispute what you're saying, because you don't know. You don't know. When you try to go up against witches and warlocks and principalities on that side, see, they know. You don't know. That's the thing. You think you're smarter than them. You think you're doing better than them, when in reality, what's working through them is a darker spirit that sees you. Y'all ain't seen the story with them. The men tried to go cast out them demons. And the demon said, I know Yeshua. I know Peter, but I don't know you. And then jumped right on them and started attacking them. See, that's the thing. You can't, your ideology is wrong. Wrong. A lot of y'all following tradition and reading text and not really tapped in. That's crazy. To be able to repeat Bible verses, in such a way without having any active belief behind them is crazy work. It's quite insane, actually. It really is. But see, y'all think that y'all done retired y'all cake, but you out here still giving people your time, your energy, your attention, and your money for free. Time is a high level currency that you can't get back. Let me put you on game. You are high level currency. You are of high value. Naturally, you were designed that way. And if you don't believe me, all you have to do is remember this. You are made up of time, energy, attention, and money. All of these things are backed up in scripture. You are here to steward and expand these things according to your design, according to your assignment. But when you don't understand that you are these things, you devalue these things. You waste time. You waste time. You waste energy. You lack focus. You got an issue with attention. And then on top of it, that's why the money ain't on Don't Be Right. The money never resides on your side because you worship the money instead of recognizing that you are the value and that money actually could get locked in with you. All you need to do is have a high vibrational state. All you have to do is be in alignment, and all you have to do is articulate value. Money will chase you down. Opportunity will chase you down. See, love will chase you down. But because you don't recognize that you are these things don't recognize you. What does recognize you is what's in your mirror. A lot of y'all trying to do shadow work, and I say it again, some of y'all need to come work with me, and we need to do mirror work because you need to deal with the reflections in your mirror. You don't just attract narcissistic people because you have a big heart. No, baby, you lack discernment, which lets me know that you are disconnected from your spiritual cord, that you can't even hear. You don't even recognize the warning signs of your body that let you know that you are not safe in the presence of certain people. You think you tripping. You need external validation, and that's why you overshare. I saw a video not too long ago with a woman talking about women who overshare. Women who overshare because they want validation for the story they're selling to the person they're speaking to. hmm That's why you overshare with that man on the first date. That's why you tell him all your trauma and all your drama because you're trying to find a space to be relatable. But in reality, what you are doing is setting yourself up to become a repellent because you come across as inauthentic because you're consistently trying to sell a story to someone to be validated because you do not validate yourself. And that's why you keep attracting narcissistic parasites. That's why. Because you don't understand yourself. You haven't set yourself on fire. And you set yourself on fire with self-love. Because self-love is a fire element. The external love that you are seeking is a water element. It's everywhere. But you refuse to set yourself on fire, which is why water is never attracted to you because water is hypnotized and magnetized by the fire. So much so it has to cover it. You understand what I'm saying? See, y'all out here asking for things that you're not an energetic match for. Water is not seeing you. There is no fire. There is no allure. There is no transformation. What you need to understand about fire is this. And I wrote this, or I didn't even put this in my notes. I'm going to pull this from this other aspect that I wrote in a post that I need y'all to understand and be clear on. Let me tell you something about fire and why it's so attractive. Fire magnetizes, fire magnifies, fire purifies, fire alchemizes, fire transforms. That's why it's so attractive. See, that's why you're so attracted to that woman and asking her, girl, what did you do to lose 100 pounds? She transformed. She set herself on fire. See, a lot of y'all are too scary for me. Y'all want different lives, but you are not willing to burn down the identity that you have right now to step into the one you are supposed to be activating. And that's your problem. But you want love. You don't love yourself. And it tells you in scripture you are in spiritual violation. Why? Because you are to love your neighbor as you love yourself. You don't even love yourself. You think you love your neighbor. You're trying to love your neighbor so your neighbor could give you love when you are actually repelling your neighbor. Even though they continue to take from you, they are repelled by you. Because who with any form of honor and respect for themselves would allow themselves to be drained like that? So why you asking, why would you do that to me? And I told you all these people, baby, I've never seen a sucker not get licked. I've never seen a bunch of money be on the ground where people don't at least pick it up and contemplate whether or not they want to try to find out who it's for or put it in their pocket. So I ain't never seen a sucker not get licked. Stop being a sucker. And you stop being a sucker by getting in sync with self. You get in sync with self, understand where the disconnect is, and you set your old self on fire. That's the way you're going to attract the love, the water element of love that you're looking for. Thank you, my love, for these gifts and for these follows. Like I said, y'all better recognize fire magnetizes, fire amplifies, it purifies. Set yourself on fire. Okay? So let's go ahead and get into how to set yourself on fire. Okay? Let's talk about how to set yourself on fire. The first thing that you want to do is you need to have self-awareness. That's the first match. That's the first match. Self-awareness is the first match you're going to set to start the fire. This looks like understanding your patterns and understanding your triggers, not for you to articulate in the first date conversation, hoping that this person is not going to hurt your feelings. People lose respect for you when you let it be known how you allowed yourself to be dishonored and disrespected when you didn't know who you were. People don't look at that like, oh, I'm going to come in and I wouldn't do that to you. They look at that like, I'm going to take it up a notch. Because you're showing me you don't respect yourself. You're showing me you don't understand your own patterns and your own triggers. So guess what? I'm about to figure out your map. I'm about to figure out how to point. I'm about to figure out how to drive you crazy. I'm going to take you for every drop. And it's because you're not willing to light the first match and be self-aware. See, when you understand your triggers and you understand your patterns, when you're triggered and when you recognize certain patterns don't work for you, you can reject things. And like I always say, the women that come to work with me, one of the first things they learn as a feminine woman is to be able to release, receive, and reject. Okay. The second match that you're going to light is self-compassion. This means that you're going to forgive yourself for your past mistakes. Stop bringing that. um, Do you understand when you continue to bring this up, you are rehearsing the pain and you are putting your organs back through that same experience and you are harming yourself? What are you still talking about this for? Why do you sit there and beg God for forgiveness day and night to forgive you and you won't forgive yourself? It's crazy for you to keep yourself in handcuffs when you're the one with the key. It is the most insane thing I've ever seen, and women like to do it all the time. And then you want to turn around and tell people about it. Yeah, because this stuff. Every time you want to treat yourself bad, this is what I want you to do. This is what I am instructing you to do. And I rarely say I'm giving you an instruction, but let me go ahead and give y'all one because I feel like y'all need one for 2025. Let me tell you something. The minute you finna talk crazy to yourself and act crazy with yourself and act like you're not finna forgive yourself, I need you to see yourself as a little girl. Would you talk to a little girl like that? Would you treat a little girl like that? Would you act so savage with a little girl like that? And if you would, what kind of animal are you? And if you would, what kind of animal are you to you? See, miserable people are miserable because they living in misery. That's what y'all not understanding. They are misery to themselves, which is why they are miserable to other people. Out of the heart, out of the mouth, the heart speaks. That's what the scriptures say. Okay? Who you are is who you are. Can we tell our therapist? I mean, if you feel like you could trust your therapist, I don't see why you wouldn't feel like if you're talking about it in processing. But if you're talking about it to rehearse it over and over again to keep yourself in the cycle of victimhood, what are we talking about? You should not be continuing to talk to your therapist about this for 8 years. See, a lot of y'all therapists it needs to be progress and discharge. And I can talk that talk. Why? Because before I got into this work, I was working in social work. So I'm not new to it. I'm real true to it. A lot of y'all be paying therapists to be friends and y'all be being cool with them. See, anytime I run into somebody that's saying that they cool with their therapist, I know you're not really getting nothing done. And why is that? Because your therapist come to see me. Therapists come to work with me. Your doctors, your medical doctors, and your medical professionals, your nurse practitioners, your nurses, they come talk to me. They come work with me. Your attorneys, they come work with me. See, I ain't telling you this not what it is. This is what it is. Y'all are not, a lot of y'all are not doing this work. Y'all are going to therapy just to say that you did something, and then y'all going in that line. Get somebody that's gonna put the mirror to you. Y'all want a friend. Y'all don't want to do no work. I've had people leave therapists and come to work with me for those similar reasons. They was like, yeah, no, this ain't the work. You need to be getting that mirror to your face so you can actually fix what's going on. You ain't gonna want to be in your therapist's face. And this comes from somebody who been in therapy, all been through therapy. And left each one of them with a discharge plan. And it didn't take me forever to be able to do it. And I've been through a hell of a lot of stuff. But when I decide that I'm closing doors, beloved. When y'all just want to, y'all like the old folks say, can't decide whether or not you want to be inside or outside the house. You letting out the good air because you want to be in and outside the door. Close the door. Stop rehearsing these experiences over and over again, especially after you done beg God to free you. Self-compassion is the next match that you're going to light on yourself. Because let me tell you something. When you forgive yourself for your past mistakes and you free yourself from your own shackles, can't nobody else put you in no shackles. Let me tell you something about L. Let me put y'all on game. On El Antoinette, the Magnetic Muse. Baby, if you meet people from 20 years ago who knew me, there are horror stories about me, sweetheart. I have not always been this feminine. I used to be extremely masculine. Carrie the Box Cutting would tell you that I would you in a hot second, baby, because I didn't care. I didn't mind. I was a very, very angry woman, a very, very upset woman who wore her anger like a coat that resulted in an excess of 100 pounds that I used to carry around on my body. So when I tell you I'm not new to this, and that 100 pounds, because of all of that and that illness, it made me sick. I was losing my hair in the center. They was telling me I had polycystic ovarian syndrome. They was telling me I wasn't going to be able to do this, and do this, and do that. And when I started doing the work, all those things reversed. Went from not having a regular period for 21 years to having it consistently come soon as I started doing that work for the last 8 years, becoming consistently more than it has in my entire life, spent the majority of my entire life imbalanced. So what I am telling you is not just raw. What I am telling you is real. And what I am telling you is true. And when you forgive yourself, nobody can put you back in shackles. Nobody can put you back in shackles. Like, baby, it's some horror. I tell people all the time, I heard that people would be like, oh my God, you're so kind. I never even would see you even getting upset. And then I talked to this other person, and they told me you used to be, believe both of them. Believe both of them. Who you see in front of you and who I used to be, baby. I ain't one step. I'm not too far from her. She's still in here. Decisions and choices are different now. I got a little bit more on the line now. I love myself and value myself a little bit more now. A lot more now, actually. So I don't desire those things for my life. I don't desire to operate from that space anymore. Energetically, it never served me sitting on the vibrational state of fear. All I did was attract anxious attachment style relationships. All I did was have nightmares on the vibrational. That's what my life was, a nightmare. What did living on a vibrational state of fear look like? Wouldn't leave my corporate job. Scared I wasn't gonna make no money. So hooked on that 2-week check to the point to where I'm feeling like I ain't gonna be able to make no money on my own, even though I done made corporations millions of money. Like, baby, what? Sitting on the vibration of fear, attracting anxious attachment, avoiding type of men. Why are you running and why is this happening? Because you're sitting on the fear. When two people meet on the vibrational state of fear, it's a nightmare every time. You may as well just put on a scary movie because your life finna be one. Your life finna be one. When I decided to transmute fear into the state of courage, which is the first high vibrational state, that is what positioned me to go above and start creating the life I want. Losing 100 pounds, leaving my corporate, leaving my job, state government job, and becoming a 6-figure business owner. Okay, becoming a digital nomad, traveling the entire world after my divorce, not knowing what my next step was going to be, but literally traveling the entire world, being able to do the work that I do. Bank account still, bills still paid, not missing a beat, not missing anything. That is what obedience looks like. Because what I was sacrificing at that corporate job, what I was sacrificing in that marriage, what I was sacrificing in my life with my health was not worth it. So obedience was the path. And the first element of the path for me, again, was self-awareness. Second of all, it was lighting the next match. It was setting myself on fire. The next match was forgiving myself for my past and my mistakes. That's self-compassion. The third match, okay, that you are going to light is going to be self-acceptance. See, you need these matches to set yourself on fire because you're burning down the old identity of who you used to be. So you're going to accept who you are. Because if you can't accept who you are, you're going to struggle when people try to remind you of who you used to be. Thank you, my love, for these gifts and these likes. People going, as soon as you start rising, girl, you remember when they love to try to bring you down to the bottom of the map of where they are. And you need to be able to look them in the face and be like, yeah, I remember when I did do that. What about it? Because that's always my answer. Girl, I heard that you was, and I did. What about it? Straight like this. What about it? What's next? Because see, once I free myself from these shackles, you don't have the key to put me back in. So what's your point? What's your goal? What we finna do? What we finna do? Then they went, oh, I didn't mean no harm. No. You can't harm me. But what we doing right now? What's going on? You all right? See, y'all like to get attitudes and be mad at people. You reminded me who I used to be. Baby, put the mirror in their face. What we doing? What was your objective? Oh no, I wasn't trying to. Stay with the mirror. Stay with the mirror. Stay with the mirror. What was that? Tell me what you were trying to do with that. Make people explain their stupidity. Stop trying to argue with people. See, y'all don't know how to work. You give them your power by becoming emotional when, baby, you're going to have to explain it to me because I'm going to ask you to repeat it. Self-acceptance is the match that's going to position you to not give zero about anything and what anyone has to say about who you used to be. That's the third match you light to set yourself on fire. The fourth match that you're going to light to set yourself on fire in order to attract the water element of love that you're looking for. You're going to have self-respect. Self-respect is, I would like to call self-respect the log that goes in the fire. It's a log. You know how I do have a book. You can click the link in the bio. It's the first one at the top. And there's a pin video where it talks about it too. It talks about what's in my book. Self-respect is a log that you throw in the fire to keep the fire going. See, this is where your sustainability comes in. We didn't set the fire. We didn't lit the match with self-awareness. You didn't lit the match for self-compassion. You didn't lit the match for self-acceptance. Now the fire it's a blaze, but it's not big enough. It's not big enough to call forth water. It's not big enough to where the fire department needs to come and put it out with the water element, the abundance of water that it has, right? Because we understand that self-love is the fire element, in that the love externally is a water element, meaning it's everywhere, it's a flow, but water is magnetized by fire, and the fire is too small. So if it's a good fire, it'll keep you warm, but it's not enough for it to be set ablaze to where it's so alluring, it's so magnifying, it's so calling forth to the water. Okay. So how you fuel it is with that self-respect. You already have awareness, you already have compassion, you've already accepted yourself. Now you respect yourself by setting and upholding your boundaries. That's a log in the fire. When you throw a log in the fire and it's small, it's going to do whoosh. It's coming up some more. Self-respect is one of the logs you're going to put in there. Okay. The second log that you're going to put in there is going to be your self-worth, which is also going to make the fire even bigger. That looks like knowing that you're inherently worthy of love, meaning you're not trying to prove it by using up your time, your energy, your attention, or your money, because it doesn't work. Overworking in those experiences, hoping to get external validation, doesn't work. Thank you, my love. It doesn't work at corporate settings. That's why they will work you like a dog and not promote you. It doesn't work in situationship settings, which is why you don't end up becoming the girlfriend if that's what you desire. Y'all know how I feel about that. And then in relationships, working hard and exhausting yourself does not guarantee you a position in marriage. And working extremely hard and being all over the place and exhausting yourself in a marriage does not guarantee that you will not be divorced. There is no guarantee and there is no reward in overworking. It's not. And I know they have sat around and told us, oh, if you work hard, this can happen for you. Look at the lies. They lied. Where has working hard got you? I've never seen a person with 2 and 3 jobs get ahead. And I said what I said. Okay? So it's extremely important for you to really understand, like the third, that log, knowing that you're worthy of love is heavy. It's heavy. And it's so heavy because that has to be embedded in your identity. But in order for that to be that way, you have to know your identity as a woman. And a lot of women don't know their identity, which is why they come to apps and they come to different aspects to get society to tell them who they are. But that's a very dangerous thing. When you don't know who you are, people will tell you who you are. If you don't program yourself, you're being programmed. If you're not getting up in the morning commanding your day, your power is being commanded from you. You really need to understand your power as a woman, especially when you align with your authentic feminine design. Another log that needs to go in the fire is y'all cape. Put your cape in the fire. That's going to be the last and final thing that is going to rise all the way up. Self-respect and self-worth are the logs that keep your fire burning. Without them, thank you, my love, for these gifts. Without those two things, let me be very clear, the flame gonna die out. If you decide you're gonna start, and let me add another tip in there too, because I let me add another match. Because I forgot a match. I just thought about it. Self-awareness is your first match. Self-compassion is your second match. Self-acceptance is your third match. Your fourth match is self-care, because self-care is the key fundamental of every single relationship, because you set the tone of how people treat you by the way you treat yourself, and you should treat yourself exceptionally well. That's if you believe you deserve that. But if you don't, I'm gonna mind my business. If you don't believe you deserve it, I'm gonna mind my business, because I'm not in the business of convincing women that you should love yourself when you are committed to not loving yourself, or you're committed to not seeing. I don't argue with your perception of who you are. If I say you're beautiful and you say you're ugly, you got it, big dog. You got it, because you are the line leader in your life experience. So self-care is the key fundamental of every single relationship. And you set the tone of how people treat you by the way you treat yourself. If you set a standard to buy yourself flowers every 2 weeks, then you won't be looking for someone to come in and just be buying you flowers. If they come in and they do it, it's just sprinkles. It's just sprinkles. Okay. You have to remind me towards the end, love. It's just sprinkles. So everything else outside of that is additives. Okay. In regard to what it is that you're giving for yourself. And let's talk about, so those are your matches that you're doing to light yourself on fire. We talked about the logs, which was self-respect and self-worth, and the cape being the final thing that makes the flame really go up. Because if you're still wearing this cape, if you're still prioritizing everyone else over yourself, you need to let that go. You cannot pour from an empty cup. You cannot magnetize love from a place of sacrifice. You cannot magnetize love from a place of sacrifice. You cannot magnetize love from a place of sacrifice. Put that in your pipe. Put that on your wall. Put that on your mirror. Put that on your journal. You cannot magnetize love from a place of sacrifice. This is why love is a two-part element, like I explained in the beginning. There is self-love, which is the fire element, which is why you have to set yourself on fire using self-awareness, self-compassion, self-acceptance, self-care. How do you fuel the fire? Self-respect, self-worth. Burn that damn cape. Burn it up. Okay? That is how you set yourself on fire and set yourself ablaze so much that you alchemize and you transform into the version of yourself that is so attractive to love that it can't resist it, because love in the water element is in abundance. You are not seeing it because you have not set yourself ablaze so that you can be surrounded with it, so it can be so heavy on you. Some of y'all want love so bad. Some of y'all are so thirsty, but you won't set yourself on fire. And that's crazy, because that's the only way you're going to draw in the water. That's the only way you're going to draw in the water. And I want you to ask yourself, what does setting yourself on fire look like in your life? What would it feel like to really love yourself first? What would that really be like? Okay. Now, so I have 4 things that can help you if you struggle in this area. Okay. So it might actually be 5, actually. Let me see. Because I think the other one is up there, but I want to double check. All right. Yeah, it's 5. Okay. So here are 5 ways to be able to help you if you are struggling in this particular space. Number 1, you need to learn how to burn your cape if you can't burn your cape. If you don't know how to burn your cape, click the link in the bio and grab my book that says Retiring the Cape, Creating a Radiant Path to Flourishing. This is for women who want to trade out burnout for a life of alignment and fulfillment. If that's not you, bye. I wouldn't go into 2025 with a cape on if I was you. This country and a lot of other stuff is going, it's on fire. I wouldn't go in there like I was Captain Save 'em if I was you. I would not be making other people priority if I were you going into 2025. And if you have been following me for a while, you know when I tell you things around December and November, I'm telling you for the next year for a reason. I may not be able to say it out loud. I'm gonna say it to my community when I meet with them on Monday. But I'm trying to tell you, take your cape off. You can click the link in the bio to be able to get access to that book. It is $35 on Kindle. It is $55 paper book. Yes, because you're going to get your whole life and your whole healing if you follow through with that book. You want to know what I did to get to where and what I've been doing to get there? I gave you a step-by-step process on how you can create generational wealth for real. What is generational wealth for real? Let's talk about it because it's not money. I know people like to think about this. Is this money? It's not. Generational wealth consists of 5 pillars, and I talk about that in this book. It is financial resources to be able to live your life, live out your goals, lifestyle, all those things. It's emotional fulfillment, it's time freedom, it's healthy relationships, and it's growth and purpose. So when we're talking about building generational wealth, we are pouring into all 5 of those buckets. If we are not pouring into all 5 of those buckets, we are not creating generational wealth because leaving your baby an insurance policy is just giving your baby money. And if your baby does not have the skill sets or the emotional fulfillment enough to not trick the money off because the baby don't have boundaries, because emotional fulfillment consists of intelligence, regulation, and processing. And because the baby can't do that, the baby tricks off all your money because there's no emotional fulfillment, there's no understanding, and because the baby has piss poor relationships with people because they watched you be around messy Maya and niece and auntie, and all y'all do is sit around and talk about people. So the people she's in connection with are bad for her health because toxic relationships are bad for your health. And healthy relationships build wealth because marriage initially was built on, it's a wealth building tool. Know the difference between leaving money for your baby and really building generational wealth because it's not the same thing. It's not. And if you want to know the difference, click the link in the bio and get access to that book. Here's a second option that you have. Okay. If you want to hit the reset button right now on your magnetism because you are understanding what exactly is happening in your experience, let me explain magnetism and why it's so important when it comes down to women and manifesting and all of these things. It tells you in scripture, so a man thinking in his heart, so is he. The heart is the subconscious mind, the depths of your soul, the depths of what you really think and feel and believe about who you are, because it is your perception that creates your perspective, and your perception and your perspective that sets up your patterns. And those 3 things make up your relationship with self. And that relationship with self actually is what attracts the outside relationships because they are a reflection of the relationship that you have with yourself. Okay. So here's the thing that you need to understand. If you are magnetizing people in your space that are narcissistic, that are damaging to your mindset, that are very detrimental to you, and you struggle to discern in those spaces, if you struggle with your mood, if you struggle to make more money, if you struggle in the area of your health, you need to hit the reset button, and you need to hit it now. You don't need to wait until January 1st. I have a class called the Magnetism Reset Masterclass. It's going to teach you how to master your rhythm in 30 days. What is your rhythm? You as a woman have 4 phases in your menstrual cycle. Pause. You as a woman have 2 internal clocks. You have your circadian rhythm clock where your organs are charging for 24 hours. It's a whole process that the body is going through. And then you also have your lunar clock, which is around your menstrual cycle. The cycle in the lunar clock has 4 phases in it. It is menstrual, follicular, ovulation, and luteal. I teach my clients this. This is the formula. The formula that I teach when it comes down to this is how my clients went from 5 figures to 6 figures, 6 figures to multi 6 figures, because there is a connection between the hypoaxis. There's a hypoaxis, which is the hypothalamus, the pituitary gland, and your ovaries. There's a connection there that expands your creativity because there's a connection to your brain and your cycle. So it's very important and very, very, very vital for you to be clear and understand how you operate, how you're what you need to eat during certain phases, how you operate from a design standpoint, how your energetics need to be when it comes down to your emotions, how your chemical energy needs to be so that you function properly. All of these things are very important and very important vital because they impact your mood, they impact your ability to make money, and they impact your ability to lose weight. And women who come to work with me get one of three results, or they get all three, or they get two. Women come to work with me, they master their emotions. Women come to work with me, they make more money. Women come to work with me, they lose weight. I have had track records with all of them. Clients have lost 40 pounds, 50 pounds, 60 pounds. I myself have lost basically 100. Okay. And I'm not a weight loss coach. So this is the work. That class is $150. You get the rhythm, la la la. You get the PDF that supports you in resetting. Okay. You get the video replay that's going to support you in walking you through the process. So if you want to learn how to use your mood, make more money, and get healthier in regard to your body before 2024, you want to start now. Click the link in the bio and get access to the magnetism reset. It's $150. You can get it with Klarna, Affirm, and Afterpay. Here is the third option. Okay. The third option is to DM me for the word magnetic for the Magnetic Muse program that will be starting January the 15th. It's a 3-month program. There's a 3-month and a 6-month option. The 3-month program is going to support women in literally doing the whole entire streamline process of mastering their emotions. So we're looking at emotional intelligence level raising, we're looking at emotional processing, we're looking at emotional regulation, okay, and we're looking at emotional awareness. So we're breaking down all of those elements so that you become a master of your emotions. Like I said, I used to be a very, very angry person, baby. It's some stories about me in these streets. But one of the things, I'm an emotional intelligence practitioner as well now, so that has shifted a lot for me. So if you struggle to kind of get out of those toxic patterns or to like center yourself, that's really going to support you in that area. I'm also going to support you in the space of using your cycle to make more money on a higher level. So this goes a step above, like you are going into the depths of exactly what's happening energetic wise when it comes down to you making money and positioning you so that you can make more money, and giving you the strategies and tools to work with your rhythm and not against it. Because your brain is more creative during certain phases of your cycle. Okay. And when you know how to use that energy, you can make a lot of money. The third thing is that you're going to learn in that class as well is we're teaching you the aspect of movement and how money operates and how money works and how your movement and you understanding everything happens in a cycle and you creating a cycle for yourself, how that actually impacts your ability to be able to make more money. So if you want more control with your mood, your money, and you want to start magnetizing things into your space because you understand that you are attracting these things, so you want to DM me the word magnetic muse. I tell you now, it's a 4-figure investment. There's a 3-figure investment required. And then we have our one-on-one session to set up your entire goal set for 2025. And then we work out that plan for the next 3 months to activate everything for you. And like I said, women who have come to work with me, the results continue to be exactly what they are, which excites me. Women either master their emotions, make more money, get healthier, or all three. It just literally depends on you, what you want to do, where you are, and how far you're ready to go. That's just really it. So if you want more information about that, we start January the 15th. DM me the word muse and I will send you more information about that, because a muse by definition is a source of inspiration. So a source of inspiration that inspires people to want to do something different, to want to act, to want to take action. I myself am a muse. I'm very in tune with my muse energy. I know how to inspire. I know how to impact. I know how to do all of these things. And most importantly, I know how to support women in aligning with themselves so that they can activate their muse and their magnetism so that they can start getting the things and magnifying the things that they want in their life versus the things that they do not want in their life. Okay. So the last option also is to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I will be hosting a free masterclass on YouTube New Year's Eve. So I'm really excited about that. So make sure you click the link in the bio to go and subscribe over there. But that's basically all I have today, guys. Do me a favor and drop your questions in the comments for me. Let me know, let me know, let me know. Let me know what y'all questions are. And let me try to go back and see if I can catch some of these. Yes, come on in. And let me say this too, y'all. Y'all only gonna get so much from my free stuff. People who know this know me. You can do some things with my free stuff, with my free content, but you're not gonna get your real results unless you work with me directly. I know, because the thing is, if you could do it on your own, it would already be done by now. You need fire. You need a fire lit under you, and I'm a perfect fire. You need a fire lit, and I'm gonna be the one to strike the first match. So if you're not afraid to set your old self on fire, then you know where to find me. But if you're scared, don't come over here, because everything that comes around me gets set ablaze. Period. Okay. So drop your questions for me. Drop your questions. Drop your questions. I need a one-on-one session. I have one-on-one sessions available. The one-on-one sessions available are the emotional mastery sessions. Those are $497, and after that session, you can get a recliner firm and afterpay. And after that session, if you want to join a higher level program, that balance from that 497 would transfer over to that program if you want to be a part of that program. But you'll get a plan. You'll get everything that you need before 2025. So my strong suggestion would be for you to book that. If that is what you want, then DM me the word master. And that lets me know you want to master your emotions. I'm going to send you the link. Once you pay for it, you're going to get an email for you to set up your appointment. And I can't wait. Because I ain't met a queen who had an emotional mastery session who ain't got a great result yet. So, let me see. Okay, y'all, hold on. Let me go back. Okay. Come on in then if you need a fire. I'm in menopause. Does a reset magnetism program not applicable? No. You still have a hormonal cycle. And so what I would do is send you a tracker on how to track your hormonal cycle. You just have to track it a little bit different. But all you need is 30 days. It doesn't matter. I have women who have come to me that have menopause. I have women who have come to me who had issues with polycystic ovarian, like I used to. I've had women to come to me with a multitude of issues, even around liver function, and we've been able to get all those things together. Praise God. Praise the Most High. I have a question. What is your perspective on PCOS? What do you mean? As far as, in what way? As far as energetics? As far as, what do you mean? I need a little bit more clarity. Click the link in the bio. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm a single mom and I'm currently working with a low budget. What's the lowest cost where I can get started? Femininity math. Femininity math is $30, and then at the end they have an option for you to get how to solve your money problem. You'll probably spend maybe about $50 and some change by getting both of those. If you get femininity math, which is going to help you with consistency, discipline, and order, that's $39. So that's the lowest thing that I think I have sitting up there right now. Femininity Math is a great series that supported one of my clients who actually was in Africa. Supported her in with her attention deficit and autistic issues. I have all of this, like she wrote all of this down in an email to me, like how, and you'll even be able to see her comments underneath certain videos in Femininity Math. So Femininity Math is where I would tell you to start, because consistency breeds results, but you need discipline, you need order, and you need consistency if you want to start seeing real results. So I would tell you to start there. Amen, sis. Do you believe that there's a source of PCOS? Yes. I believe there's a source to everything. You're welcome. That definitely should be very supportive to you. I would recommend the book in my bio that I wrote. You can get that for 35 or 55, depending on how you want it. But I would also caution you not to just be a person who just reads books and don't implement. One thing about that book, that's not a book you just gonna be like, oh, I'm just gonna read it. No, there's activities and works in there for you to do, and you gotta do them if you want to see results. I want to get your book to lose the cake. That's happening. Yes. Yep. Well, you can get that. You can get that for 55 for paperback, or you can get it for Kindle for 35. How do I work on understanding my triggers and trusting my first mind? I'm only 20 and I am struggling. Okay. So let me first say that I love when the young ones come my way. I'm not calling you a baby, but I'm calling you a baby because I'm 41. So the first thing that I would tell you is recognize when the body feels off and when you feel off. Okay. And justify that as a need for investigation. Okay, self-investigation. So that's one key element of self-awareness. So what I would tell you is how you can activate your triggers is to really set yourself on fire, kind of like I explained. You want to become aware of the things that frustrate you, the things that push you, the things that make you feel a certain kind of way. You want to identify those things. Once you identify those things within you, you're going to have compassion for yourself for how you responded to those things before you got really clear on it, right? And then you're going to accept that currently these things are a part of your reality until you start shifting new behaviors and new ideas and new beliefs into this experience that are going to elevate your experience, okay? Um, I said awareness, I said compassion, accepting your reality, taking care of yourself in those key areas. That's how you're going to shift your life experience. That's how you're going to start understanding and working on your triggers and trusting yourself. You have to first become aware. You have to have compassion with self. You have to accept yourself. Then you got to care for yourself. When you start set a standard like that, you won't accept anything less than that because you worked too hard to get to where you are. You understand what I'm saying? And when you did a whole bunch of work, it's kind of like working out like crazy just to turn around and go eat something ridiculous. Why would you do that? Why would you do a workout that almost took you down just to go eat something terrible? Why would you do that? Right? Do you have a do you have a book or a class finding the source of PCOS? No, I don't have a book or a class that talks about the source of PCOS. What I can tell you is from my personal experience when I was dealing with those things, and the thing that I see as a common theme, women who have that, is those women are very much so in their masculine energy. Those women need healing, and need to release. Okay, because polycystic ovarian positions you to work against your design, which is why it pushes you more so into like manly characteristics. You have too much testosterone, you have hair growth, you have all these things happening, like you're working against yourselves. Yeah, you're working against yourself. So what I can tell you is, though I don't have anything in regard to the source of PCOS, um, knowing your magnetism and knowing your rhythm will help you do something different. Understanding the four phases of your cycle will support you in healing a lot of those things. Eating according to the phases of those cycles are going to support you in that too. And I do cover those things in the Magnetism Reset Masterclass. And this is coming from somebody they diagnosed with PCOS in 2004 when nobody was talking about it. And the same people was coming back saying, "How did you do this? Like, what happened?" So PCOS is a form of imbalance, chemical imbalance, and probably energetic imbalance, which is emotions, because those two things are primary when it comes down to your cycle. Now, I do have a system that I do not have advertised called the Harmony in Six system, where I teach you specifically about the connection between your creativity, your cycle, and the things that you should be eating when you get a full-fledged plan, and that is 333, but I don't advertise it. I do have it. The only thing with that though is if you want it, you would have to get it today, because I would send you a link and the link would expire in an hour. So yeah, I don't advertise that, but I have it. It will get you right and get you in harmony within about 6 weeks if you follow and do what you need to do for yourself. My client ended up doing that. Her liver function improved. My client ended up doing that. Her hormonal acne that she had been dealing with since her mother died, which was like for months, almost a year, improved. So, and I myself have lost weight and reverse a lot of things, and so yeah, just DM me if that's what you want. DM me that, and I will shoot you that link. Learn who I am. I think I did that last step first and took off my cape. Hey, my love. Hold on. I'm trying to read what she was saying. Learn who I am. I think I did that last step first and took off my cape. But that's not it. Oh, no, yeah. That ain't it. You gotta do more than that. Yes, yes. Omita's definitely taking advantage in the community. Thank you so much. I can't believe I stumbled here. Oh, I'm glad. I'll praise this. Hey, Kendra Boo. I need Kendra. I keep seeing you. I need to send you this email. I haven't sent it out yet. Kendra is one of the first women that's going to be in the Magnetic Muse that's starting in January. I hope that y'all are going to be joining her. I'm really excited. All right, y'all. I'm not seeing any other questions, so I'm about to get off here. Make sure you click the link in the bio to be able to get access to any of the courses, services, subscribe to my YouTube channel, all that great stuff. I will be back. That's the plan is for Sunday. Lord said the same, so we can start this week off right. But click the link in the bio to be able to get access to all these amazing resources. Let me know if y'all have any questions by shooting me an email. Y'all have an amazing weekend. Okay. You are so welcome. And for those who are in the Sacred Feminine League, you will be getting your video today. Thank you, sis. Happy Shabbat. Um, so yes, I will see y'all soon. All right, y'all. I hope y'all have a great evening. Peace, y'all.